All right. Yes, yes, yes. All right, guys. Okay, give me a quick thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, awesome. All right, welcome, 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 everybody. Hope you guys had a good weekend. All right. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about something today. And depending on how long we take, I'll then open up for Q&A. And if we don't have time for Q&A, we might have one on a Thursday. Okay. Or you can send my questions in and I'll answer them on a WhatsApp, whatever it is. Make sure that you get your questions answered. You can email me them. Yeah. Should we do that? So if we don't have time for Q&A, please email me your questions and I will reply to them on the coaching group. 1 second, someone's at the door. 1 second. I'm so sorry. While I'm doing that, can you please tell me from 1 to 5 where you are with your transformation? Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm out of breath, man. All right, I had to run all the way downstairs. It's no good. Okay. Right. Let's have a quick look at where everyone is. Okay. Not great, but that's okay. Not great, but that's okay. All right. Right. I'm going to go straight into it now. So today's topic is called being rich. Being rich. I love the Christmas trunk. Jumper B, very, very Christmas. That's it. Ready for Christmas time. And Raj there with the same. Being rich. Okay. So what does it mean to you? Use your chat and tell me, what does it mean to be rich to you guys? What does it mean? So don't go straight into it. Have a little couple of seconds. What does it being rich to you mean? Like to you, not to the colloquial name of like term of like being rich, but what does it mean to you personally? Being rich, what does it mean? So being rich could be having a certain amount of money in the bank. It could be having a certain level of fulfillment or happiness. It could be being rich means, I'd love to be rich to be that it could mean to you to be able to spend more time with the children, pick your kids up from school, have more time for yourself. It could be not having to worry, not having to have the guilt of spending money on yourself. Could mean being rich to you, or not having stress when it comes to spending money, or maybe not having stress when it comes to spending time. There are lots of different ways that you could define the word rich and what that means to you. Okay, good. It could mean, like someone said there, having absolute great health, and that is richness to you. So while that's kind of like going around your head, right? While it's going around your head, tell me, in terms of your richness, whatever it means to you, what is the ultimate goal for you in terms of your richness that you want to achieve in the next 10 to 20 years? Let's say 10 years, actually, because we're all getting on a bit, right? Nobody here is that young, right? Right? So, next 10-year goal, what is it that you want to achieve that will allow you to feel like, do you know what? I'm rich. 5 to 10 years. Let's say 5 to 10 years. So have a think about a very specific goal, guys, that you can track, that you can measure, that you can keep track on, that you will know definitively when you achieve that rich goal. We'll call it a rich goal or a richness goal. What does it mean? Let's be specific, guys. I had a conversation with Raj the other day, and me and Raj said, these guys still don't know how to set goals or just talk about goals, guys. It's a real skill, right? Specific, guys, specific, right? If it's a financial goal, I want to have 2 million in the bank or 100,000 or 50 grand in the bank. If it's a time thing, I want to be able to spend 20 hours a week with my family. I want to spend 5 hours a week of uninterrupted time with my partner. Let's be specific. Great, Sheetal. That is specific. Be able to retire at 55. That's a specific goal. We can track if we're on the way to that. And when we achieve it, right, it's specific. We'll know, did we achieve it at 55 or not? If we have to reset the goal, do we need to reset it? But she can track and adjust, right? One of the key fundamentals that some of you should know better. I'm going to have a go at you now. You've been on the program long enough to be specific with goals, okay? If you're not specific when it comes to goal setting, if you're not specific with your goal, you will never achieve it. It's wishy-washy, and wishy-washy goals are dreams, right? They will be your daydreams for the rest of your life. So let's be specific. Let's be really specific. Okay, Radhika, brilliant. Being able to retire by 50, throwing a massive party with friends and family to celebrate. It's specific, right? This is what I'm talking about, specific. Specific. Bianca, being able to retire at 50, still having a clear bill of health for myself, my daughter, and my hubby. Specific, specific. Okay, let's get specific. Time frames, wishy-washy, some of them. Let's get out of the wishy-washiness, right? Let's get specific, right? I see quite a few unspecific goals. Okay, while you're just taking a couple of seconds to look at that. Okay, now, when you've got your goal in mind, on a scale of 1 to 5, let's go scale of 1 to 10. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 means absolute certainty. If I drop this bottle, right, of whatever this is, right, on the floor, right, if I let go of this, I know it's going to hit the floor. Does anyone disagree that this will not hit the floor? Anybody disagree? Right, we can all say that we're 100% certain that this is going to hit the floor if I let go of it, right? Okay, that's 10 level of certainty, right? Level of 1 means if I let go of this, I'm pretty sure it's not going to hit the floor, right? So which is it? On a scale of 1 to 10, how certain are you that you're going to achieve the goal that you just said? How certain are you? Be honest, be 100% honest. How certain are you that you're going to achieve that goal? 1 to 10, be absolutely honest. Absolutely, do not lie to yourself, man. This is a great exercise if you do this properly. This would be a great thing for many of you if you are honest with yourself. It will open your eyes up to something today. Hopefully, anyway. Okay, make sure everybody in this room has set their goal and they've given the number for that. It's really important you all interact, okay? We can move along with the call quick. We can be an effective call. Okay. Okay, let me clear that off. Okay, all entries in. Right, on the same scale of 1 to 10, how certain are you that you're going to hit your fitness goal, whatever that goal is? On a scale of 1 to 10, let's bring it back to fitness. Whether it's lose 5 kgs, lose 10 kgs, whatever your goal is. Bench 150 kgs. Can I be really honest with you guys? And let's start with the fitness goal, right? Because it's a little bit less deeper. And let's call it less important. I know that may be a bit of the wrong thing to say, but let's call it less important than your overall goal in terms of richness, right? If you are less than a 10, you're not going to achieve your goal. From 20 years of experience in the game, you're not going to achieve your goal. If you're less than a 10, if you're a 10 or less, you're not going to achieve your goal. Let me go to Bianca, who's absolutely smashing her transformation. And I use her as an example because she hasn't had check-ins. Okay. And she is a 10, right? She is a 10. If you are not a 10, you are not going to hit your goal. Put your hands up if that sounds, if you think I'm being harsh. Be honest, like you can be honest, right? It's the truth. It's the absolute truth, right? It's the absolute truth. I have never coached a client that wasn't a 10 out of 10 that didn't hit their goals. Never, never. What I see is people who stay around a 6, 7, 8, right? Probably most times around a 6 or 7, right? They stay on the program and they will quit at some point. Okay, because you have to be a 10. You have to be a 10, right? How hard do you think it is? Those of you who want to retire early, would you agree, yes or no in the chat box, would you agree, yes or no in the chat box, that it's going to be pretty tough to retire at 50? If we just use 50 as an example, would you agree, yes or no, that it'd be pretty challenging to be able to retire at 50, right? So if I said to you now that if you are not a 10 out of 10 certain that you're going to retire at 50, would you think that's a reasonable thing to say? If you're not a 10 out of 10 certain you're going to retire at 50, you're probably not. Anyone think I'm harsh saying that? If you do, please tell me. So why is it that some of you looked like I was really harsh when I talked about the fitness goal? We just said that that's going to be harder than losing weight, retiring at 50, and some of the goals that you said. So why am I harsh saying that about your fitness goal? That's something for you guys to think about, right? Something for you to think about. Now, why are some of us not a 10? Why are some of us a 10? Why are some of us a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, or 5, or 4? Some of you are probably a 3 or a 2, maybe, right? Some of you are 8. Who knows where you are, right? But why is there a discrepancy in the numbers? Right? There is only one reason why there is discrepancy in the numbers. And it is one word. It begins with B, ends with F. Belief, right? Some of you believe you're going to do it, and some of you don't. And unfortunately, if I said this to you now, really simply, if you believe you're going to do something, you're probably going to do it. If you don't believe you're going to do something, you're probably not going to do it. Does that seem fair? Right? So we'll go back to the fitness question. Why was I harsh? Because I just said the same thing. I said it in a different way. Right? So how do we get to a 10 and stay at a 10 for 16 weeks, for 16 months, for 16 years? How do we do that? How do we increase our level of self-belief, right? Let me tell you the honesty of how your self-belief graph will be. Let me tell you the honest truth of how it will look like in all of you, without exception, all of you, no matter how successful you are in any area of your life, right? Uber successful in one area, your graph looks like this in terms of like, that's 10 out of 10, that's a 1 out of 10. And we're talking about belief, right? Maybe you started down here, you've gone up to a 10, you come down to a 9, back to a 10. Maybe we had a bad time, came down to a 5, to a 4, up to a 7, down to a 6, up to a 10, there. But the average is about here, right? So let's say the average is about 9.5, 9.75. That's pretty good, man. Right? But the point is that your belief will always go up and down. That is life. Because all these things that pull you down, what are these? Right? These are environmental factors. Okay, do you have control over environmental factors? No, you do not have control over environmental factors. It's your environment. You're not in charge of it. The only thing that you're in charge of is your internal environment, right? Internal environment. And that is your brain, right? That is your heart, and that is your soul. Those three things you are in charge of. Your brain, your heart, and your soul. That forms the internal environment. External environment is going to pull you up and down. Okay? So what is the most important thing that's going to allow you to stay as consistently close to a 10, right, over the next, let's say, 2 years as a time period, that will give you an average of 9.5 to 9.75 to a 10? That is belief. One of the things that I've really seen, and again, I've been really, really lucky enough, and some of you will be too, to work alongside some really, really uber successful people. I'm talking about not millionaires, I'm talking about billionaires. I'm talking about like the people who've really achieved like a lot of focus and clarity, and who've been able to avoid the distractions of life, the environment. And I would always say to them, like, when I started, you know, at the start of my career, and I trained rich people, then it was like millionaires, and then it was like billionaires. And I would always ask them, like, what is the secret? Like, how do you become rich? And I'm just talking about finances now. How do you become rich? Like, how are you focused all the time? And every single one of them said the same word to me. Every single one of them said the same word to me, right? Then I started like doing research, and you guys will know the same with sports people, with Tiger Woods, with Michael Jordan, with all these amazing athletes, Michael Johnson, right? All these people. It was one word with the Williams sisters. It was visualization, right? It was visualization. Tiger Woods would always say, I would go through the swing in my mind a million times before the game. Each stroke I took, I would go through it in my head and then go through it with my body. Same thing with these guys. They visualized building the business. They visualized building the money. They visualized it all the time. And so to believe it, which is what we want to do, we have to see it, right? You have to see it. So if you are, let's bring it down to fitness. If you are there and whatever your goal is, right? If you can't see it, you can't believe it, right? You can't believe it. Like, so you have to be able to see it. You have to be able to see it very clearly in your mind. What does it look like, right? What does it look like? What's the outcome feel like, right? What does the outcome feel like? Let's take, for example, of someone who just, all they want to do is drop 20 kgs. They don't give a shit about anything else. It's 20 kgs on the scale. If I do that, that's it, done. How would it feel to be 20 kilograms lighter? How would it feel? Right? Oh, it would feel amazing. I'd be able to get into my clothes. I'd be able to like walk, and I wouldn't feel like my stomach moving all the time. No, I'd be able to like go to all these social occasions. I'd feel so amazing. I'd feel so confident. I'd feel younger. I'd look younger, right? You have to be able to see it in your mind. That's the first thing. You have to see the outcome, and you have to, with all your senses, you have to smell. What does it smell like to be like, it sounds really weird, but what does it smell like to be 20 kgs lighter? How about this? It smells amazing when I walk into a restaurant and I feel so great. I've got this amazing suit on. I can smell the Tom Ford leather aftershave emanating. I walk down, I sit down. I could smell the food in the restaurant. I've gone into Sexy Fish. I hate that restaurant, but I'm in there anyway, and it's amazing. I can smell it. I can feel it. I can feel my arms. I can feel my shoulders. Right? All of the senses. Make it as real as possible. And the second thing that you need to do are the steps. What are the steps? Every single person in this room, without exception, knows the steps to get into shape. If you don't know that, I don't know what I've been doing for God knows how long. You know the steps. Lose weight. Let's start. We all start with losing weight, right? No matter where you started, lose some weight. Log our food into MyFitnessPal. Make sure you post your MyFitnessPal the night before. Achieve a calorie deficit. Lose the body fat. Get to your goal weights. Stage 1 done. Stage 2. Now we increase the calories. We increase the carbohydrates. We have an effective pre and post workout. We start strength training more effectively. We start to reduce the cardio as we start to build more muscle. That's it. Is there anything else I've missed? We get stronger along the way. We build more muscle. Our metabolism goes up. That's the steps. You all know the steps, right? Anybody who didn't know those steps, maybe some of you who've joined, maybe don't listen to the power hours, I don't know, right? Or my audios, but it's all there. So you got the steps, right? The only thing missing is you seeing the outcome. That's it. So when you bought this program, you bought the steps, right? You bought the process. That's what you pay. What did you pay for? The process. I said, this is you came to me, I've got a problem, I can't lose 20 kg. Brilliant. Here you go. Let me show you this program. Here are the steps. Do these steps, you lose 20 kg. We'll agree. Nod or do something if you agree, right? Yeah? Okay. Brilliant. So the only thing that's missing right now is your self-belief. Now, when it comes to visualization, I've just told you that you have to see it to achieve it. Who's practicing visualization here in this room? Who's practicing visualization in this room? Anybody? Yeah? A couple of you? Rajas? Anyone else? No? Why not? Why not? I know that some of you have got some huge goals this year. Let me tell you something. You want to make that easier to achieve. I'm talking about work goals now. If you don't see yourself, let's say you want to become, I don't know, let's say you want to become like senior director, or you want to become like non-exec director, or you want to become like an MD or something, right? Let's say one of those goals, right? You want to achieve those goals. If you don't fucking spend time visualizing yourself, imagining yourself behind that desk, imagining yourself with your team, imagining the bank balance that you have, the paycheck you get. If you don't visualize that, if you don't know what an MD or a non-exec or a director or a head of marketing earns, what the fuck are you doing? What, are you just fucking daydreaming? Are you fucking daydreaming? Because you are. You're never going to achieve it. You need to know the desk you sit in, what's your office going to look like, what's the wood that your desk is going to be made of, right? If you have a new secretary, what's their name? How old are they? What do they look like? We all want a Bertha as a secretary, right? These are the things that you need to think about all the fucking time, right? You need to think about that. Think about who's going to be your new team. Who's going to be in your team? Who's going to be your right-hand person? Right? These are the things you need to think about, right? If you're looking to retire, oh, I want to retire. And what? What are you going to do when you retire? You got me thinking about where you're going to live when you retire. What are you going to do on a Wednesday? Is it the tennis club? You buying a boat? I don't know. What are you doing when you retire? Oh, I just want to retire. Do you see it? When I retire, I want to get a boat. Not a big boat, just a small boat. Just a small boat, like a speedboat or a tiny little boat, right? And what do I smell? I smell the beer, because I'm going to be fucking drinking beer when I retire. Fuck all of you, right? I'm drinking a beer. I'm going to smell the smell of the sea. I'm going to hear with my ears the sails in the wind, the birds, right? This is what you have to visualize. You have to visualize it. You have to visualize it and take the steps towards it. What are the steps needed for you to retire? Right? What is the plan? Right? What is the plan? What is the plan? Right? What is the plan? How do you get there? Write it down on a piece of paper. The funny thing is, some of you may not even know that right now. Some of you may not even know what the steps are, and that's okay. But I promise you, if you spend a powerful amount of time every day visualizing, you will get there. So that's what I want you to really work on. So my challenge to you this week is I'm going to set you also homework. Some of you will do it and some of you won't. And let me tell you, and be a real dick to all of you, the ones that won't are not the ones that I would even want to be here on this power hour, right? Because you're just wasting your time sitting here pretending that you want to learn something, right? Okay, the ones that will do this are the high achievers, right? You're the ones that are going to fucking smash this transformation. You're the ones that are going to smash all the areas of your life, right? Because if what I said to you right now doesn't make sense, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to say to you. Okay, so what I want you to do is have a morning visualization ritual. And it could be 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, no longer than 3 to 4 minutes for this week only. So no one can say, oh, I didn't have the time. Fuck you, you didn't have 3 to 4 minutes. Dig a hole and fucking jump in, mate. Right? 3 to 4 minutes. Okay? Visualizing. And then second task is in the day, one break in the day, 3 to 4 minutes, midday, where you visualize again. So that's 2 visualization sessions a day, a maximum of 6 to 7 minutes. Does anybody here don't have 6 to 7 minutes to do this exercise? I've got a spade in the outside. I can send it to you tomorrow, DPD. Okay. That's all I want you to do. Right. And if you want to go for the bonus before bed, 3 to 4 minutes visualization. Share on your group who's done the visualization. Then next week, I want to have a chat with you guys here. And all we're going to talk about next week, so make sure you do it. I'm not talking about anything else, is how your week has gone with you doing visualization 2 to 3 times a day. How has your week been? Was there a change that you've noticed in your week? Was it more productive? Was it more powerful? Did you get more done? Did you have a better quality week? Do you feel better in yourself? Remember, visualization is just you tapping into your subconscious mind, getting the subconscious mind working, which is more powerful than your conscious mind. Your subconscious is more powerful than your conscious mind. And if we don't use the subconscious mind, you are not the powerful person that you could be. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. That's all I'm going to say to you today. Visualization. So let's start with 3 to 4 minutes before you go to bed. Visualizing those goals that you want to achieve, those rich goals, and then check in next week and see how we feel. Yeah? I promise you, it is life-changing. You couple that with a journal every day, you're going to see material changes. It's so important that I will lay this challenge to you, okay? If you are able to, every day for the next 30 days, so let's lock this in, on the 11th of, let's not even say 30 days, on the 8th of January, when we start back in Monday, right, next year, on the 8th of January, every single person here, right, who is able to do a journal and post their journal every day to the group, who is able to do an end of day check-in that they've done their 2 to 3 visualizations, right, will get a free month on the end of their transformation. So when your transformation renewal ends, I'll give you a free 30 days added on to your transformation, right? As a little incentive for you guys to do this for the next, not even 30 days. Okay, so you've got to make sure you post it to the group. If you miss one day, you don't get 30 days free. All right, let's see who's going to do that. And I promise you, at the end of 30 days, you'll be like, Rowan, shit, man, things are so much better. All right, we got very, very quickly, I'll just take a couple of questions. Okay, we've got time. We'll go Asha.
Hey, Coach.
Hey,
I've got questions, a bunch of questions, but that's related to my training, but I'll WhatsApp you those. Yeah. The question that I had is, it sounds like a stupid question, but can you do visualization without realizing you're doing visualization? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely you can. With there's a really good video. Let me see if I can find it. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. And it was it's such a beautiful video, and I saw it a while ago. And it's, you know, there's like those kind of like Ninja Warrior ramps that kind of go like this, and you have to like run up and climb it. And there's this kid, and he keeps trying to climb up this thing, right? And then the last attempt, he's so tired, he falls down. He's got bruised ribs, and he's crying on the floor. And the dad comes up to him and he says, "Oh, you know, it's okay. Everything's okay." He takes him to the side. They cut the video, and then he's saying to his son, like, "You got this. Like, you can do this. I want you to I want you to believe that you can do this. Say it to me." And he's like, "I can do this." He says, "Say I'm powerful." And the kid's like, very small kid, probably like, I don't know, 6 years old, something like that. He's like, "I can do this. I can do this. I can do this." And then literally he goes back and he's like screaming as he runs up. He screams out, runs up. So cute, man. And he gets to the top, and his fingertips just touch the edge of this thing, and he pulls himself up. And it's just unbelievable. And it just goes to show like the power of repetition, that you can do something. And yeah, subconsciously, you know, yeah, we do it subconsciously. And if you can turn that subconscious, it's kind of like, you know, you do a bit of training and, you know, here and there, and then like you get a bit stronger and you can like, you hit a PB, compared to like having a specific program, you know, with your rest periods and then going and like absolutely smashing it rather than kind of like winging it. It's just so much more focused. When you go for your PBs in the gym, like I'll give you an example of Usher, of unconscious visualization. When I told you the story about the 140 bench and the guy was there next to me and he was doing the 130 and I was getting pissed off. Like in my, I was saying, and I didn't realize, I'm only reflecting now, you just said it. In my head, I was like, you got this, Rowan. Like, you got this, man. Like, you've got this. Like, there is no way that you don't fucking have this. And I didn't realize I was saying it. All I was looking was like, I was angry that he was like lifting more, but there was so much in my head, like, you got this. Otherwise, I would never have done 140. Never. Never. If I honestly right now, if there's a bench there and I went there and I went to lift 140, I know I wouldn't do it. Because I got myself into such a state of mental focus to like, this shit is getting lifted, man. You know, and that's the difference between those of you who've got some really huge fucking goals. You cannot fucking wing it. You can't go, oh, you know, I'd like to do this in my life and then turn up and then fucking perform. It's never going to happen. It needs to be focused. It needs to be planned. You need to be repetition every single day. So when you get to it, you're just fucking ready to go. There's no doubt in your mind, you know. And if you're honest with yourself, if you all think about your goals, there's so much doubt. There's so much doubt. There's so much doubt. And why would you go into a situation with doubt? If you look at the Marines, right? If you look at the top Marines, the commandos, right? Do you think they're going to turn up into enemy zone? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to like kill these people. I'm going to be fucking dead. No, they train every day, every single day. When they turn up, there's no doubt. There's no hesitation. There's no doubt. They're absolute fucking executors, right? Up here. There's no doubt. There's no hesitation. And so for us, when we are looking to bolster our self-belief, there cannot be hesitation. There cannot be. If you're looking and firing at the top levels, people can smell hesitation a mile away. They can smell self-doubt. It stinks. It fucking reeks to some people, right? Especially at work. Like people can smell fear a mile away. Those animals at the top of the game, right? They can fucking smell it a mile away. So when you go there, you better be the real fucking deal, right? And the real deal means that you fucking know that you're the real deal. If you doubt you're the real deal, they'll smell it a mile away, man. You know, it's the same thing when you walk into a room and you don't believe you're there. Everyone's like, that person doesn't belong here, man. Because they can smell it on you. Like when you walk into a room, but you have to believe that you belong there, man. Because even if you walked in with some baggy, you know, scruffy shorts and a dirty top, they'd be like, oh, he definitely belongs here, man. Like he's probably some eccentric fucking millionaire. Right? That's why he's wearing the scruffy shorts and the dirty fucking t-shirt. Because you fit. Like you fit. There's no doubt from anyone. And there's no doubt in yourself, right? So those are the things. Right. I learned that lesson a long time ago when I went into this event and I went with my client. My client met me outside the premises and I had the suited and booted, you know, the shoes were polished, everything. I'd taken the linen brush, you know, everything immaculate. I turned up and he turned up in fucking shorts. And I was confused. I was like, what the fuck? He's in shorts. Like, I don't get it. And then I realized afterwards, at the end of the day, I was like, he fucking knows he belongs there. He can fuck if he comes naked. I didn't actually believe that I belonged there. So I was trying to make all this like I belonged there. But inside, I didn't believe I was there. I didn't believe I belonged there. It was a lesson. So yeah, let's focus it, man. Yeah?
Yeah. Thanks, Coach.
Oh, great question, Asha. Well done. Go to B.
Yeah, I just wanted to say visualization is something I've never practiced properly before, but having heard you speak, you know, I think subconsciously you often do think, oh, that'll be me one day and I'm going to do that. And I can see myself in that role. But what I think, well, not what I struggle with because I've not done it before. How do you visualize goals where there are elements that are out of your control? So like obviously for me, fitness is a good one to visualize because that's purely under my control, my diet, my exercise, my mindset. But other goals in life where you have external factors that you don't control, I feel like that's where the doubt creeps in, or would for me anyway. So how do you cope with that? Do you just go, stuff it, I'm just going to believe it anyway?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's basically you going, okay, let's take a random goal. Let's say like, I don't know, like we want to be like getting a job as an easy kind of like a particular role, for example, right? And we look at it logically and we go, I really want that job. You know, it's going to bring me X amount of income. It's going to get me X amount of status and X amount of freedom. Like, I've worked really hard. So, but the doubt is, like, am I going to be able to get this role? Like, because it depends on the person who's interviewing you, the board, the panel who's make the selection. It depends on all the other candidates. There's so many variables that will go on that are, of course, outside of your control. Okay, so what I say, what I do is I will go, okay, where do I want to be? And like, I did it. So like a long time ago, I visualized, like, all I visualized, I was working, you know, earning £8 an hour as a PT. I was like, I want to be a celebrity trainer. I want to be a celebrity trainer. I want to be a celebrity trainer. I want to be the biggest, like, celebrity trainer in the UK. Like, that's all that I would visualize. Honestly, Bianca, every day, several times a day, in the shower, it would start. You know, you guys would have heard this story before. The shower, I'd turn the shower on, I'd imagine it was gold. I was so rich, like, all this gold coming. I visualized, I would, my mind would go like this, and I'd imagine the bathroom is like, I visualized the bathroom I was going to have in my house that I'm going to buy, right? I'm going to have that bathroom, right? You know, the gold everywhere, just amazing, and the gold covering me. I imagined I was King Midas. You know, I visualized training the celebrities. I visualized it, you know, and it never happened. Right? What happened was, it wasn't in the UK, it was in another country. But I still did it. I trained the actors. And I did more than I ever thought I would do. I did more than I ever dreamed that I would do. Right? So it didn't happen the way that I intended. But if on reflection, when I reflected, you know, for years after that, I was like, what did I really want? Was it that, you know, to be in the UK, or was it to earn a load of money? Was it to elevate my success in my career? Was it for me to be able to be recognized in my industry? You know, was it for me to have experiences and to feel proud of myself? Those were the real things. Did it happen? Absolutely. So, like, life isn't always going to go exactly 100% to the way that you want, but the core fundamentals of what it is that drives you to get there, I honestly believe, I've seen it my whole life, that if you believe it, you will get it. And it may not be the same color, but it will be just as good or better. Does that make sense? So absolutely, we can't control it. You know, I remember, like, going for, like, has anyone heard of what's that place called? One Rebel. One Rebel. So it's like basically Barry's boot camp, right? And I didn't want to go to Barry's boot camp. I liked One Rebel because One Rebel was like the rival of Barry's boot camp, and they were a bit more like rebellious, right? And I was like, I've got to work there. And I think I told you this story before. I went there. There was like 30 candidates for this job. I smashed it. Everyone was like, you're the best here. You're going to get this. And I didn't get it. I was absolutely shattered. I visualized this for 30 days straight, and I didn't get it. And I was like, the visualization didn't work. I'm so upset. And what I realized was that it wasn't about me being good or bad. It was about what these people wanted, and what they wanted wasn't the qualities that they wanted from me. But then I went on to do a million better things. And the same trainers that were there, you know, I've surpassed them so much, right? So again, I just, like, visualization will get you to where you want to get to. That, you know, and a great exercise for you, Bianca, and for everyone here, is to get a piece of paper today and just write out what, you know, you wrote out your rich goal, but go deeper. What is it about that goal that really means something to you? You know, and my overall deepest goal, you know, it's great to do this or to do that or to do this for me, and, you know, my goals and my internal kind of like things I want to tick off for me. But at the depths of it, like, I want to be able to provide for my family. Like, that's it. There's nothing else, you know. And from everything that I've done, I've been able to provide for my family. I've been able to dig deep and achieve the things that are actually really important to me, you know. And if we're not visualization, if we're not chasing down the goals, if we're not doing those things, and we don't provide what we need to provide at a very deep level, then, you know, this, I hate using this word, but we failed ourselves, right? Like, we failed ourselves. So my advice to you is, like, when you're visualizing, like, find a really quiet place that's going to be uninterrupted by the kids. That's why I always use a shower. No one's coming in the shower when I'm in the shower. I can't hear the noise because the shower noise is on. I have my phone, I put it on the side, and I put my visualization music, the ones that I've done that you guys will know that I do with you in the class. That is it. No one's interfering in that time. No one is interfering in that time. And then when I go to bed, I do my visualization, either in the bedroom or again in the shower again before I go to bed. Because I hate being interrupted when I'm doing this, because it's very, very deep stuff for me. And should be for all of us. It is the meditation. So find that place that's quiet and do it, yeah? And don't worry about the minutiae, right? Don't worry about the minutiae, okay? The important things will happen for you. That's the main thing, yeah? All right, any other questions? Or do you want to come back with anything, B? Or are you good? Good, okay. Any other questions going once? Have a quick check with the chat box. If you've got any questions in the chat box. Okay, guys, if you've got any questions you're too shy to ask me, that's of course absolutely fine. Just email me and I will do some videos tomorrow. But what I want to say to you is, like, every single person here, right? You are amazing people. You're here to improve your life. But so don't miss out on the easy things that are going to improve your life. And visualizing is what the top of the top do. So you're not too good to do that. If the best of the best in this planet are doing it, right? Should I you got a question? If the best of the best are doing it, why are we not doing it?
Oh, just quickly, what was the schedule for Christmas? When do we start and finish?
So schedule for Christmas, I will get back to you on that. Yeah.
All right, lovely. Okay, yeah. That's fine. Thank you. Okay.
Cool. Thank you, Chantal. All right, guys, have a great time. See you later. Thanks for coming, and I hope it's useful for you. Don't forget to do it.